here on the campus of Goodrich High School. Good evening, high school basketball fans, and welcome to the Fox Valley Association. I'm Dave Preston along with Mike Piper here to bring you all the play-by-play action here tonight as the Fond du Lac Cardinals play host to the Galloping Ghosts of Kaukauna. And Mike, the norm was that this was probably a game that when we saw it on the schedule, we skipped it. We went off and did something else on that night. I don't think you and I have seen Kaukauna in about 3 or 4 years, as a matter of fact. This is a basketball team, as we'll hear from Dick Diener a little bit later, that for a change feels that they can beat the Fond du Lac Cardinals here tonight.
Well, Dave, they're a team that had an awful lot of talent last year. Played the Cardinals very tough, as you recall, towards the end of the season last year, and returned basically all starters. They pretty much ran 6 starters last year, kind of a 6-man rotation. 5 of those 6 are back, I should say. I don't know if they're bad or not, but they're back. And, of course, they're led by McQuaid, Al McQuaid, an outstanding post player. He's got some good size.
And they have a couple of pretty dandy people up front, too. They'll run a 3-guard offense, and 2 of those 3 guards are averaging in double figures, which could pose some problems for the Fond du Lac Cardinals. Cardinals are going to have a good defensive game here tonight.
Well, they will have to, but the Cardinals have been pretty strong defensively over the years. I think it's one thing in Fond du Lac that we're blessed with is some great defense. Not only Fond du Lac Cardinals, we saw the Ledgers last night play some good defense, and Winnebago Lutheran generally plays good defense. So maybe it's one of those things opposite the Water. You know, the Water can't, in Fond du Lac, we can't shoot free throws, but maybe it caused us to play great defense.
I think Dick was real happy with his kids on Tuesday night down there in Milwaukee Hamilton. He really had a little bit of adversity down there. We'll talk about that with him as well. But to top it off, the officiating was not to Fond du Lac's favor, let's put it that way. But apparently the kids responded very well. They did not get bothered by the officiating and the calls that were going against them at the time that they thought should have gone the other way. That's good, that the kids just, you know, you can get taken out of the basketball game by officiating, good or bad. It can take you out. And the kids did not get bothered by that. That's a good sign for this Fond du Lac team.
Well, it's called composure and, well, a good job of coaching. These kids have been schooled pretty well. Now, you got to start back with the youth programs where they come up and they understand the game very well. They're smart kids at basketball. It's not like the first time they took the court. They understand how it works. Naturally, when you go on the road, you don't get the calls a lot of time that you get at home. And certainly, when you go down and play in inner city of Milwaukee, I suspect it's even worse.
And that was against a good basketball team. They had beaten Waukesha Catholic Memorial in their first game this year. Well, the Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts, however, as we get on to this game here tonight, the Ghosts are led by any one of about 6 players, but one guy the Cardinals will have to contend with tonight is big 6'9" Al McQuaid. McQuaid is now a senior. He has been on this varsity team since he was a sophomore. He's a good banger on the inside, not a big scorer. What he does is rebound well, and what he does is play defense very well. So look for him to cause some problems for the Fond du Lac Cardinal inside game here tonight.
The Fond du Lac Cardinals tonight, I think, as will be the case throughout the course of this season, they will count heavily on Dan Schrum. Now, Schrum came in and played some very key moments for them last week when they played, or Tuesday night actually, when they played down in Milwaukee Hamilton. Drew Diener out for some time, and Schrum was able to step in and get some quality minutes, quality play. He plays both ends of the court, offense and defense.
Okay, we're going to be back with head coach Dick Diener here at the Redbird Arena right after this on your Fond du Lac Cardinal Basketball Report. Welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen, to our activities here tonight. With me right now, head coach of the Fond du Lac Cards, Dick Diener. And Dick, when you talk to an awful lot of coaches, be it football, basketball, what have you, they like to see their team have to go through a little adversity just to see what type of character that basketball team really has. And you had some of that on Tuesday night. Kind of a twofold thing. The officials were, things weren't really going probably the way the kids really felt they would. And then you had the situation with your son Drew, comes with the palpitating heart or whatever, and actually had to sit down for the third quarter. You really don't know if he's going to be able to come back and play in the game. And in the third quarter of action, as I understand, the kids really responded very well to that adversity.
Yeah, they did, and that's sports, and that's life, how you're going to handle adversity, and our kids really answered the call. Our first half was rather ugly all the way around. The one thing we did do throughout the entire game was box out on defense, and I'm really proud of our guys, the way they won the battle of the boards. We had a 7-point lead at half, and then the third quarter, as you mentioned, Drew was not able to come out. And Danny Schrum, I think, really ignited us with some hustle plays that he made, and all of our guys really played strong that third quarter, and then we finished it off strong in the fourth quarter. Drew was able to come back and play in that quarter.
A good win for you over a good basketball team there that I believe had beaten Waukesha Memorial early in the season. Did they beat them in a tournament? Was that it?
Yeah, they did.
And they were their favorite, of course, to take the Metro, so a very strong team there.
Yeah, they had beaten Waukesha Catholic Memorial and also Oconomowoc in the Oconomowoc tournament, so they had come in at 2-0, and they were very athletic, and we did some nice things, so I think we got better.
Still at the point guard position, you really have now two totally different styles of players there. The one who can come in and spark you, of course, Mike Koenigs, and the one who is the master of the court and running the court really is Corey Higgins. It's kind of nice to have those two different styles that way, because you bring in Koenigs and he ignites you defensively and gets the team going that way. Corey Higgins can settle the team down.
Yeah, that's a position that's very demanding, and how many minutes a kid can play consecutively at a point, particularly early in the season. And Corey is a little bit smaller guy, and he has to work very hard on both ends. And I think, he needs a breather every once in a while. But Tuesday night, both those kids gave us a lift when they came in at different times. And you'll probably see us splitting that position some, and I don't know if it'll be a 50-50 split. I think it'll probably depend on who's going good and what's happening in that particular ball game.
Dick, for the first time in, geez, how many years, really the absence of what you would call a true big man for the Fond du Lac Cardinals. This has been rather interesting. I think that the three guys that are playing the inside have developed a better inside game. I actually think we're seeing a little better inside game from the three guys than when we've just really had the one big man that we had to rely on.
Well, we do have a number of guys that can score inside. We don't have a real true post-up player, but we have guys that slash to get inside and flash to get there. And I think, with this group, we have to look at advantages that we might have when we're coming down the floor. And like tonight, they're going to have someone that's probably 5'10", guarding someone that's 6'4", 6'5", and hopefully our kids can recognize that we want to get the ball into that particular person.
Kaukauna galloping ghosts in tonight. I don't ever remember really Kaukauna beating us. I think you'd have to go back to when maybe you and I were in high school, that maybe they came away with a non-conference win or something of that nature. Certainly since Fond du Lac has joined the Fox Valley Association, they have not. If there is a place, a time, and a year, I'm sure Kaukauna feels that this is the place, and now is the time that they can bump off the Fond du Lac Cardinals. Coming back with 5 returning starters from a team that really challenged you last year, especially in the second time around. Fond du Lac able to come away with a pair of wins. Got a real fine big man in McQuaid. Basically, the 5 people that they're returning, all averaging near or in double figures.
Yeah, these kids have played together for 3 straight years, and they should be picked near the top. You got that kind of experience, and they got 3 quick guards that can all score. You got the big 6'9" kid inside. You got the good athlete that can slash and rebound for him, this Anderson kid that was an all-state football player. They come off the bench with a couple of quality kids. So they're a quality outfit, and I'm sure, they're coming down here with the idea of getting a W against us.
And this is a basketball team that we cannot take lightly. And important right here, I think, probably that you win this game at home, because it could be trouble the second time around when you have to go on the opponent's court. So you got to win the home game.
Well, it's a long season. We play 18 conference games, so a loss here isn't going to be devastating. Yeah. But by the same token, you're exactly right. If the team beats you on your home floor, then it's like tennis. You want to hold serve, that kind of thing. So it'll be a good game, real test for us.
Dick Diener, head basketball coach of the Fond du Lac Goodrich Cardinals. Before I let you go, how about your starting 5 for tonight?
We'll go the same way we have the last 2 ball games, which means Corey will start at the point guard and Drew at the off guard. Andy Rose, Casey Jekyll, Andy Moline, and look for Mike Koenigs and Danny Schrum. Those 7 guys to probably play most of the major minutes. Probably Dallas is going to play some major minutes as well.
Dick, thanks very much. We'll be back here at the Redbird Arena right after this on your Fond du Lac Cardinal basketball report.
Dear Santa,
You have a lot of things on your list?
perhaps you heard about these Colonel's Crispy Strips from KFC. Mom, where's the North Pole? Juicy, all-white meat chicken, freshly prepared.
How's Santa gonna bring all those things here?
They're good enough to be a meal. So stop at my house first. Everybody else is just serving cookies. Everybody needs a little KFC.
Now get 3 Colonel's Crispy Strips, mashed potatoes and gravy, coleslaw, and a biscuit, just $2.99.
They're Wisconsin's premier Dodge dealer.
Who is Dean's Dodge? Same category, 400.
They sell for less because of their low overhead.
I got it. Who is Dean's Dodge? Great dealers for 500.
They were awarded Chrysler's coveted 5-star award for service excellence.
Who is Dean's Dodge? Famous landmarks for 500.
The 7th wonder of the world.
Who is Dean's Dodge? Oh, sorry, Alex. I was on a roll.
Once again, welcome back to the Redbird Arena. This moment's here before the tip-off and the introduction of starting lineups. Dave, it seems all over this year. Conference games, we talked a little bit about last night. Starting conferences out, games are so key early in the season right now.
Well, yeah, we've got a lot of key games coming up, not just for the Fond du Lac Cardinals, but for a number of teams around the area. Fond du Lac Springs and North Fond du Gals with big key games in the next 2 weeks. And
Number 12, the junior, Ryan.
well, we'll pick up the non-starters here now for Kaukauna.
Number 3, junior, Eric junior, Chad Schultz. Number 42, junior, Bill Livingston. Number 44, junior, Kurt Cooley. For the non-starters for Fond du Lac Cardinals, number 3, junior, Steve Shaw. Number 5, junior, Dan Schrum. Number 12, a freshman, John Greener. Number 13, junior, Brad Ranky. Number 20, senior, Rico Franco. Number 25, junior, Mike King. Number 33, senior, Ryan Blaine. Number 44, junior, Jerome Allen. And double zero, senior, Nate Stolt. And now for the starter, for Kaukauna, number 5, and senior, Matt McCabe. And for our Monty Cardinals, number 4, junior, Casey Jacob. For Kaukauna, number 11, senior, Andy Benson. And for Fond du Lac Cardinals, senior, Corey Higgins. Number 24, senior, for Kaukauna, Eric Parker. And for Cardinals, a junior, number 21, Drew Keener. For Kaukauna, number 45, senior, Mike Anderson. And for Cardinals, a junior, number 32, Andy Rose. For Kaukauna, number 50, Alvin Wade, senior. And for Cardinals, number 34, senior, Andy Moline.
Well, Dave, as we get rolling here, you hear those starting lineups. If you pay attention to the size and whatnot, the key matchup in this game is probably going to be inside and being able to stop McQuaid, 6'9". For the first time in many years, you've got a
size
disadvantage in that post spot.
The first time that I can remember since some of the matchups that the Fond du Lac Cards had with Appleton East, who has had some big teams. I don't know, Nancy, if you could get much of a shot, but there's a young man up here in the bleachers behind us. Nancy? Hello, Nancy. Nancy's busy. There's a young man up here. Can you hear us? There's a young man. Yes, hello, talking to you. Can't hear me. Too low. Okay. Well, anyway, Eric Golden Grams is up here in the stands. Bob, there is next to the master volume control underneath with the blue hat on up here. McQuaid will go in with Andy Rose here on the center jump, and they overthrew that basketball, but Kaukauna comes out of it with a tap anyway and give it to Matt McCabe. McCabe played here by Corey Higgins, rounded the coffin court to the right side, popping inside now is Benson. He hit the shot.
Benson got the baseline, pulls up for about 10 out, able to drop the first shot of the game, and the Ghosts take an early 2-0 lead.
So here's Casey Jekyll, the Jackal. Drew Diener, fall away, jumper on the way. God! By Drew. Well, they had people looking at him the other night too, Mike. Mike Dean of the Marquette Warriors. We had a foul down low the other way.
Higgins, I believe.
Yeah, it's going against Corey Higgins. That's the
there you get a shot of Eric Graham's blue hat on.
Throw the blue hat and the white sweatshirt, sitting next to the blonde-haired young lady.
So apparently, he's going to get a trip to Hawaii, huh? Not Hawaii, he just got back from Hawaii. He's going to the Copper Bowl.
Just got back from Hawaii.
Forgot about that already. Doesn't look like he got too much of a tan.
And we have now the second foul called on Higgins.
Well,
on a block.
An early substitution in right away for the Cardinals. Comes Mike Kinnix.
So Corey Higgins was saddled with 2 personal fouls very early. Benson yo-yos the dribble here around to the right side. Swing between the 2 rings. They come to Anderson. Jump pass back outside. Lean in, open 22-footer there, no good. And the rebound cleared by the mallet, Andy Moline.
And Moline is the one drawing the assignment defensively against McQuaid.
Well, that's a good matchup, Mike, and Moline will take that to heart. He'll probably do well with that matchup. And a blocking foul now down the other way. Foul called here on Aaron Borchert. First personal on him, the first team foul. Yeah, Eric, Mike, really had a pretty good year for the Badgers. And it's not over yet, of course. Tip by Jekyll, could not hit the shot. Moline had a tap but couldn't put it down. 2-2 basketball game. Knocked away and out of bounds by Koenigs.
Well, you can see the Kaukauna Ghosts really wanting to up-tempo this game. Each time they get moving it down court rapidly, trying to beat the Cardinals back.
And that's something that the Cardinals do not want to do, of course, is up-tempo the game. They want the half-court basketball. Borchert here to the near side. Swing it back out to Anderson. Anderson is a swing between the 2 rings now. McCabe going to take it to the hole. Bump, bang. Oh, they're going to call a block on Rose. Well, I'd maybe like to see a replay on that, Mike. I don't know but what Rose had position.
Well, Rose, I think, my look at it with Dave was I thought he had position, but he started to fade back and started to lose his position before the contact was made. And I think that's maybe
Take a look at it here. Well, I guess maybe he was moving. Man, that was close. That was close.
There's one of those that could have gone either way.
Yeah, Rose with his first personal. That'll be the 3rd team foul. They will call this a shooting foul, though, and Matt McCabe, 5'10" senior guard, to the line to shoot a pair. And he got the first.
That's all he got. He missed the first one.
Wait, missed the first one?
Yep.
I was busy looking at some other stuff here. Jekyll helping out in the backcourt to bring the basketball up. Here's Drew D. on the left side. Hook shot pass back to the Jackal underneath. Give it to Rose on the kick-out pass. And Andy Rose there hits the 12-footer.
Casey Jekyll, the good kick-out, got himself underneath the basket. Able to find Rose on the left side wing.
5-4 basketball game. The Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts. And here's Benson. Comes to McCabe. Matt McCabe. The rainbow jump shot would not go down, and Rose cleared it. Outlet pass to Mike Koenigs. He'll bring it back up. Koenigs across the timeline. Drew D. Try it away. No, won't go down. Jekyll battles for.
And Nancy got it. And actually, Diener got drilled pretty good as he released that ball. It should have probably been a foul call. There was none.
So McCabe will bring the basketball back up once again. Left side, taking the baseline with a running one-hander, Andy Benson. They let him alone. He drove the baseline against the layup.
Well, that's
your pet peeve.
Yeah, 2 of their baskets, actually both field goals they have come off the baseline early in this game.
As Mike Koenig's trying to go in over the big guy, rebound to the Mellon, he put it back down.
Nice
Andy Moline,
soft
the
touch.
board. 5:06 to go here, first quarter of action. 7-6 game in favor of Kaukauna. McCabe, hole high, they come here to Borchard. Right back to McCabe once again. Herky's hurt. Leaves it in the coffin corner for Anderson. Trying to take the baseline. Look for McQuaid. Lost the handle on the ball, but it popped back on the Borchard. Jekyll with a block shot on Anderson. Knocked it away again. McQuaid picks it up and overlaid the hoop. Out of bounds. Save from Godobey. McQuaid has. And they spin around the lane. It's gone. Wow. Tough work by McQuaid.
Yeah, and a lot of physical action underneath. McQuaid's using his size to his advantage, getting away with the ball.
Oh, what a tough shot by Drew Diener. As quickly they go back the other way. Ball off the foot here of Koenig's. And what do we got?
A timeout, I believe. I don't know who's going to have the ball.
Yeah, I don't either, to be very honest.
Timeout was taken, however, by Kaukauna. So I suspect it's their ball.
On the very near side to us here, and it was tough to see the call in the first place. Well, we have a timeout taken on the court. With 4 minutes and 15 seconds remaining to be played here in the first quarter of action. Timeout, your KFC score, Kaukauna 9, Fond du Lac 8. There's no job too large or small for Spies Painting and Decorating. Whether your needs are residential, commercial, or industrial, from sandblasting and power washing to in-shop painting of your items, the crew from Spies can handle it. Call Ron Spies at 921-7107, Spies Painting and Decorating. Back here at the Redbird Arena, Dave Preston along with Mike Pfeiffer for you. Yeah, if Nutty Needry or those guys can't make it over, this would probably be a more interesting interview anyway, wouldn't it?
Rather disappointed in the crowd here tonight, Dave. A very big, as we said, conference game to kick off here, and now we got what, maybe
two-thirds
house,
yeah.
Right?
That's what the bleachers, the balconies opened up. The lower sections are full. Ball bang free here by the Jackal. Lead feet out ahead to Koenig's. Challenge. They tried to leave it back for Drew D.
Andy Benson's going to get a reach-in foul here for Kaukauna, and the Cards should inbound the ball underneath their own basket.
That's his first personal, the second team foul. And here's Dan Schrum up off the Pines for Andy Rose. Dan, real key the other night when Drew Diener came up with the rapid heartbeat. He has a little bit of an irregular heartbeat that they need to monitor. And Drew had to sit down the entire third quarter before they got that thing back, settled down a little bit. Dan Schrum came in and gave the Cardinals some real quality minutes, and I mean kind of led this team. They actually built on the third quarter lead without Drew Diener. Well, that's tough to do without your leading scorer.
There's some talent in this team.
Oh, yes.
By no way a one-dimensional team.
No. Don't mean to say that. And outside Borchard, hole high, 18-footer there, would knock it down. Chased down by Mike Koenig's. Lead feet up ahead to the Jackal. He is challenged there by Borchard. Cut him off. Reload out to Schrum. Schrum, sweeping pass over here to Casey Jekyll. Here's Drew D, and a hanging jumper honeycomb down the rebound to McQuaid. And back come the Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts. 9-8 basketball game in favor of Kaukauna. McCabe. Ball tipped away by Diener. Wow. Close to being touched by Borchard before that went out of bounds. He was able to lay off it.
Kaukauna with a pair of substitutions. Kurt Conan in.
And Ryan Giordana is into the basketball game. He's a junior. I'd be real curious to find out if that's not Reed Giordana's son. To be pretty honest with you, I wonder if Reed's in the stands. I should look around a little bit more. Running one-hander here by Andy Benson is good. He's got 6 here in the quarter, and Kaukauna has a 3-point 11-8 lead.
Well, and that's the third basket that's come off of the left side off penetration.
So here's Mike Koenig's. Koenig's pop it back out here now to the Jekyll. Drew D. Tran away. Honeycomb down. And the rebound is cleared there by Ryan Giordana. Ray Giordana, when I was going to school up at Point, Mike, was the quarterback that at the time set all kinds of WSUC passing records and what have you. And the coffin corner shot here by McCabe will not drop. Rebound cleared by Dan Schrum. Outlet pass comes up and popping up into the lane. Here's Casey Jekyll. He pulled up with a 13-footer and hit it.
Nice crossover, Jekyll in the paint from about 8 feet out. Going against the green, gets a nice shot off.
I gotta tell you a little funny story about how Pointers says they're running one-hander here by Benson.
They're gonna wipe it away.
The bucket.
Right. It's gonna be a foul
ahead of the shot.
Schrum. Yep.
Dan Schrum. First personal foul, the fourth team foul. And McQuaid now comes out as Anderson comes back in. Rose in, and Andy Moline will take a breather.
And when the Ghosts brought McQuaid out, that gave the Cardinals an opportunity to bring out Moline.
And rebound off that missed shot by Conan is snared by Rose. Lead feet ahead to Jekyll, got his own rebound and got the putback. The Jekyll with his second bucket of the quarter, and Fond du Lac has scored 4 straight and taken a 12-11 lead. Benson outside Giordana. Benson gonna take the tray. It's short off the front of the rim. Rebound pops into the hands of Mike Koenigs. As they come off on the left side, Drew Diener, he pulled up there with a 10-footer, could not hit it. Giordana clears. Back they come, quickly up into the forecourt is McCabe. Left side, sidewalk. Fagan left, coming back to the right side as Benson couldn't make a move there. Now yo-yos the dribble around to the right side. Giordana, McCabe. Back to Benson, hole high. Giordana, the looping feed, looking down low there for Anderson. Anderson was not on the same page and they threw it away. Eric Van Handel, a 6-foot junior up off the pines for Kaukauna, as Benson will take a break.
That was only the second turnover in the quarter for the Kaukauna Ghosts. Fond du Lac has only one also, so it's been a pretty well-played first quarter.
Rose and Drew Diener has the ball slapped out of his hand by McCabe, but McCabe got more hand than he got ball. And, now what are they lining up for here? They look like they were going to line up to shoot free throws. Are they going to shoot free throws?
Yeah, they're going to call this. No,
they're not. Foul or not?
Well, they tried to. Diener went to the line.
I think Drew was right, Mike. I think they should have shot that. He was up in the air to shoot. How can you not call that a shooting foul? I mean, the reason he doesn't get the shot away is because of the foul. And Moline back into the game, gets the baseline. Good foul underneath.
That's a nice power move by Moline inside. Goes strong off the left side glass.
Well, and he has had 2 nice power moves like that, Mike.
Another look at crossover dribble. That was actually the key to that basket.
And Moline cannot come up with the free throw, however. Cardinal lead is 3 at 14-11 with 38 seconds remaining here in the first quarter of action. Leave it back out between the 2 rings for Van Handel. And now the running one-hander by Anderson. Bump, bang, no foul called as he went up over the top of Moline. But Anderson's bucket is gone.
20 seconds to go here in the quarter. Let's see if the Cardinals don't look for one.
Koenigs. Drew Diener around to the left side. Back up between the 2 rings, Moline. Clock runs down now to 9 to 8. Drew Diener, tray ball falling away short off the front of the rim. Schrum had the rebound and he is fouled by Giordana.
I think that shot's a little premature than what you really want. He took that with about 6-7 seconds left. And now you, fortunately, first of all, Schrum gets the rebound, but you allow Kaukauna to get one last look at it with 4 seconds left. They're going to get the last shot of the quarter.
And that is the 15th foul. Yeah, 4 seconds, plenty of time. And you have to wonder, Mike, if, and actually they could have gotten a better shot than that. It was, you know, Drew has good shot selection. But in that particular case, it was not. Strum hit the first. Moline with a rebound. Tap a second time by Rose won't go. And that will be the end of the first quarter of action. And our score after 1 quarter of play from the Redbird Arena, the KFC score, Fond du Lac 15 and Kaukauna 13. I'll be back after this on your Fond du Lac Cardinal basketball report.
Going ice skating at the new Blue Line Family Ice Center and need skates? Don't worry, just go to the Penalty Box Pro Shop at the Ice Center and rent them. The Ice Center has family skating on every Sunday evening from 5 until 8 p.m. That's the Penalty Box Pro Shop inside the Blue Line FIC.
Fond du Lac Schwinn Cyclery features a full line of Trek and Schwinn bikes and biker gear to match. See their selection of exercise equipment, including treadmills and exercise bikes, at the Place for the Serious Biker, 209 South Main. You get a chance, Bob, on the top side camera, snap a white balance somewhere along the line. We're off of blue here, I think. Maybe it looks okay down there to you. So Mike Koenig's back up into the forecourt and threw the ball away. This will be an over and back, and Kaukauna's going to get it. A bad turnover there to start the second quarter by the Fond du Lac Cardinals.
So let me get a quick glance here at the stats. The Cardinals 7 for 19, 38% in the quarter. Kaukauna goes actually 38% also at 5 for 13 shooting. Fond du Lac with an edge on the boards at 12-7. 1 turnover for Fondy and 2 for Kaukauna.
McQuaid grabbed the rebound from the missed shot. They kicked it back out. Got another shot, but didn't hit it quickly up court. Here's Rose double pumping. McQuaid got a piece of that. Went off into the hands of Moline, and he got the putback. Andy Moline with the bucket at 17-13. Giordano out to the left side. Here's Benson out between the two rings. Benson, the looping feet, got it down here to McQuaid. Looked on the backdoor cut for Anderson and hit the backboard with the pass. True D, tray ball, NBA on the way, would not go. Honeycombed it out. Quickly back up into the forecourt. Here's Anderson off on a baseline. He traveled.
Two early turnovers here for Kaukauna.
Say, no, I have to apologize to my buddy Bill, who did up some new music for us, some original stuff. And I was listening to it at home, and believe me, Bill, it sounds great. It's good stuff. But guess where it is? It's at home, back in the recorder that I was listening to it on. So we will have it along next week, promise you. Foul here is called on Dan Schrum over the back. That's his second as well, the 15th foul here on the Cardinals in the first half of action. And so the Galloping Ghosts inbounding here, 6:42 in the half. McCabe takes it down into the paint, and a double clutch on the shot. And boy, did they get Schrum on this again, or is this going on Drew?
Or Rose.
Rose.
Yep. He's able to, McCabe, that is, slip between Schrum and Rose and kind of split the defense. And once you get your head in there, you've got it pretty well made, because you get some pretty good opportunities to pick up a foul, and that's exactly what happened there in this case.
Well, the foul on Andy Rose is also his second, and here comes Little Texas into the ball game. Dallas Steiner up off the Pines and in for the first time here tonight as Rose will come out.
The Cardinals going a little bit smaller now. Rose out, Steiner in. That exchange will cost you about 5 inches.
Yeah, all of that. Or I would say exactly that. But probably gives you maybe a little better outside shooting. I don't know.
So, well, in this game, if you're looking for outside shooting, now would be the time. Quite frankly, Drew has struggled thus far.
Yes, he is. And Jekyll coming around to pick, left it back out for Drew. Trey ball back of the rim, won't go down. But he's got to keep shooting that, Mike. You know he's going to get on a streak. McCabe, circle high to the right side. And looped around here now to Borchard. Borchard as he works on Little Texas. They bring it back out to McCabe. Back to Borchard once again to McCabe. McCabe out hole high, working off a pick from Anderson. He stepped off into the lane, gave the ball off to Anderson. Turn around, bank jumper there, would not go down. And Little Texas with the rebound. Quickly back up court here now comes Mike Koenigs. Mike Koenigs as he yo-yos the dribble here around to the left side. He is played there by Andy Benson. And give it off to Moline, to Drew, to Moline. Koenigs. Here's the Jackal out hole high. Casey, one quick step to the hole, running one header. Good, over the top of the big guy by the Jackal.
Yeah, I was about to say, the Cardinals some good ball rotation there, kept the ball moving, and were able eventually to slice that defense. Jackal going right down main.
Borchard, circle high here to the right side as he comes down to Anderson. They pop it back out to Borchard. He's played there by Dallas Diener. McCabe, and here's Benson. Benson now working there on Drew D. Around to the left side again is Borchard. Got it down in here to the big guy. He threw an elbow there at Moline. He missed the shot, and the Mallet with the rebound. High outlet pass looking for the Jackal, and Mike Koenigs threw it away.
McQuaid really tends just to use his size and muscle inside. When he goes to the basket, he doesn't look what's around. He just leans in and goes.
Yeah, that's basically what we said in the pregame show, Mike. He's not a finesse player at all, but plays well within himself, I think. Here's Borchard as he steps off into the paint now on the backdoor cut. They've got McQuaid cutting towards the bucket, and he's going to lay it in.
Oh, that's just set up by a good cut by Borchard. He's able to draw the double team. McQuaid's wide open on the right side wing.
And worst of it was that Moline had to step in on the help-out defense off the weak side. So here's Jekyll around to the left side. Does take the baseline, but has to pop it back out. They get it to Moline off of the baseline, and he is fouled from behind. Who's going on, McQuaid or Anderson?
It looked to me like Anderson, but I'm not sure.
Called it on McQuaid, Mike. And it'll be his first and the 6th team foul. So still not to the bonus on the common foul. The Cardinals will inbound. And shot taken here by Jekyll, no good. Hook shot passed down low and stolen away there by Drew Diener. Drew quickly back up into the forecourt. Whistle stoppage of play. We got a blocking foul. They're going to be called on Andy Benson. So Benson with his second. Nancy, I got a little problem. Can you hear me at all? I forgot a couple of things down in the van.
I guess probably not.
It's just too low. I turned it down too far.
Oh.
I forgot a stick of downstairs.
Yeah.
We need that.
Yeah. Did you want me to go get it?
You want to call play-by-play and I'll go get it? Here's Drew Diener.
You just make sure you don't mess up my stats.
That's why I was trying to get a hold of Nancy if she can run out and get it. We can live without the camera after this free throw for a while. Diener drops down a pair, and it's 21-16. Left side, sidewalk, McCabe. He's working out hole high. Got it to McQuaid again off the backboard. Missed the shot. And the rebound off to the Mallet, and he is fouled over the back, and it might be on McQuaid again. That's what it is. McQuaid with his second personal. And we'll go back to the other end of the court, and Andy Moline is going to go to the free throw line and shoot a 1+1. And cannot get the first, but Casey there with a rebound, missing on the putback, and McCabe will clear. 3:40 remaining here in the first half of action. Borchard. Circle high left side. Got it back down to Borchard once again. Now they look to Anderson, and here's McCabe. McCabe, as he looks down here on Mike Koenigs. And now to Borchard. He's played by Dallas Diener. Got the inside track and went over the top then of Moline and hit the shot. Borchard with his first bucket of the game. Got around Dallas Diener somehow. He gave him the baseline. And on the left side, Drew Diener with a fall away 15-foot shot will not go. And a whistle and a foul is knocked down is Drew D. Gonna go on Borchard. That'll be his second personal and the 8th team, 9th team.
So Diener to the line to shoot a pair.
Drew Diener 2 for 2 thus far. And he will get 2 more here.
Cardinals are
3:05 to go in the half.
struggle at one of their his strong points normally is three-point shooting, where they are 0 for 5 in this game. Speaking of this game, it's brought to you by Hullen Carpentry and Repair, providing quality remodeling and complete home repairs to the area for the past 16 years. Call 921-6493.
Well, Drew gets 1 out of the 2 from the charity stripe, and the Galloping Ghost back up into the forecourt. Here's Benson, comes off on the left side, threw the ball away, right into the hands of Drew Diener. Here's Diener with a 3-on-1 bust, I'll give it to the Jackal. Now, he overlaid it, and the rebound pulled by McCabe. Down court, cheating on the break is Benson over the top of Mike Koenigs, and he hit it.
Transition, we said earlier they wanted to get out and run, and they have done that. They really forced us to get back quickly, and they've come away with some cheap buckets.
22-20, and Anderson stole the ball away, but he stepped on the sideline and out of bounds. So it's going to go back here to the Fond du Lac Guards. 22-20, your KFC score. And Andy Rose comes in to get Andy Moline. So let's see, we've got Drew and Dallas Diener, Andy Rose, the Jackal, and Mike Koenigs. Andy Rose, he got the baseline here on Anderson, then had it blocked from behind. Check that, that's Kurt Conan. Well, Conan, another pretty good sized kid at 6'7". Borchard, he pulled up for the line extended. 17-foot jumper there would not drop. And Casey Jekyll, and the ball stripped free by McCabe, and the reverse layup is good. And they've knotted it up here at 22 all.
1:45 to go here in the first half.
And quickly, Koenigs back up. Little Texas out between the 2 rings, comes for Rose, pops from 17 and hit it. Andy Rose with his second bucket of the game. 24-22 Fond du Lac. McCabe back up. Left side coffin corner is Borchard. Come here for Giordana to Borchard. Remind me, I got to tell you that kind of funny story about it. I'm almost certain that his dad's got to be Reed. And Ryan Giordana out head of the key. And he nails the 3-pointer. And Kaukauna has taken a 1-point lead at 25-24 with 57 seconds remaining.
That's the first 3 for either team in this game thus far.
Here's Dallas, free throw line jumper off the front of the rim, no. And cleared by Giordana. And back up comes Matt McCabe. Borchard to Giordana. It looks like they're going to look for 1. They're kind of pulling things out here. Giordana running the floor. He leaves now for Borchard. High corner on the left side. 26 seconds remaining. Giordana back to Matt McCabe. McCabe and for Giordana. Down to 17. Here's McCabe back out at the center jump circle. McCabe working down here on Mike Koenigs out hole high. Now looks to take it off into the paint. Blocked by Koenigs. Rebound Anderson. Fall away jumper. No. Cleared by Rose. Foul on Conan. Well, complete turnaround here for Kaukauna. I don't understand McCabe, Mike. He seems to be a smarter ball player than that. And he waited until about there were 9 seconds to go, and all of a sudden he's going to make a move into the lane and actually really tried to force it. So Andy Rose to the free throw line will shoot 2, and he got the first. And it ties this basketball game at 25 all, and Fond du Lac could be able to go into the locker room here with a lead at halftime, and they should, with 2 seconds remaining. Come into McCabe to 1 3/4 court shot on the way, had a chance but won't go, and that'll be the end of the first half of action.
So at halftime, your KFC score. Fond du Lac rallies with a pair of free throws at the very end to get within 1 trillion here at 26-25. Our halftime today, as always, brought to you by First Star Bank, KFC, and of course, Baker String Cheese.
And speaking of Baker String Cheese, have you got me here? There we go. I can tighten that up a little bit, huh? I'll tighten that up just a little bit. This thing that I have on my head, of course, is the symbol of the Wisconsin sports fan, right? And it would make a much better seat cushion, is what we kind of think. And this is the thing that we've been telling you about, folks, are these individually wrapped packages of Baker String Cheese. Can you see that, or do I need to get that in a little closer yet? We'll get that in a little bit closer yet here. The Baker String Cheese, come on, comes in the individually wrapped packages there. You see it? That stuff? This is great if you want to send it along with the kids for lunches. And so, you know, I had a friend of mine tell me that he stopped buying Baker String Cheese because he used to buy the great big packs of it. And he would sit down and watch a movie on TV and go through the whole thing. He didn't think that that was such a good idea. Well, what you do is you buy it in the individually wrapped packages, then you only take one out with it. Okay. It is the official halftime snack food of the video sports team. Just peel and eat. That's Baker String Cheese. Be a first stringer with Baker String Cheese. Halftime here. And with Fond du Lac with a 26-25 KFC score lead here at halftime. Mike and I'll be back after this on your Fond du Lac Cardinal basketball report.
On the first half, but credit some good defense, has not gotten too many good looks in this game. Casey Jacob with 6, Rose with 6, and Andy Moline with 6 likewise. The Ghosts led by Benson with 8, McCabe with 5. Stats brought to you by First Star Bank of Fond du Lac. Depend on us for all your banking needs. That is First Star Bank. Other halftime activities also brought to you by KFC, now featuring home delivery. Take the hassle time out of mealtime with KFC. And Baker String Cheese. Be a first stringer with Baker String Cheese.
And Bob, throw your mic switch there a couple of times because so now they got it? No? Just keep messing with it because they got no sound. It was there and then it's out. Try her again. At any rate, we get up back underway here in the second half of action. Anderson down low to McQuaid. Moline went for the steal. McQuaid gets the rebound. He got the putback.
McQuaid misses the initial bunny, but able to get it back for a second chance.
And so the Cardinals back up court here. And Dallas Diener starting the second half of action. And Jekyll running one-hander in the paint there would knock it down. Rebound away to the ballot. And Andy Moline gets the putback, his 8th point of the basketball game. 28-27 by 1 again, Fond du Lac. McQuaid to make that McCabe with a front the line jumper and he hit it. 8 for him. Little Texas, check that. Corey Higgins will bring it back up. Higgins down here for Drew Diener. Got the ball slapped out of his hands. He stepped on the baseline. That's McCabe. So the basketball will go back to the Cardinals, but Drew Diener dangerously showing that ball to McCabe, and Mike with those quick hands, he slapped it away in an instant. Got any better? Okay. And Diener looping.
Boy, that's a quick 5.
Holy cow, Mike, that couldn't have been a 5 call.
That was a 1-2-5.
Yeah, I'd say. Drew obviously did not like it, so a turnover here by the Cardinals gives the ball back to Kaukauna. Benson around to the left side sidewalk out of the coffin corner now. McCabe. Played by Higgins. They give it to Borchard. Trying to come to McQuaid. Ball slapped free but picked up by Benson. McCabe with the tray ball and he hit it. 32-28. They've taken a 4-point lead on the Fond du Lac Cardinals, and Corey Higgins will bring it back up.
That was their second tray ball of the basketball game. Now overall, 2 for 7. Fond du Lac, very uncharacteristically, yet to hit a three ball.
Yep, but they've been all over Drew. And Drew with a tray. Hit it!
I'll take care of that.
His 10th one of the basketball game. Cards back to within 1 at 32-31.
Well, maybe he'll find that range here in the second half.
Well, he has done that a lot. And Benson cut off on the baseline, feeds Anderson. McQuaid should have been a 3. They find Anderson cutting through on the baseline. Blocking foul going to be the call on Casey Jekyll. First personal, first team. And it will be a common foul, and the Ghosts will inbound. 6:01 to go here in the third quarter. Your KFC score is Kaukauna 32 and Fond du Lac 31. Anderson to McCabe. Back out Borchard. Tray ball on the way. No. Rebound the Mallet. Andy Molly with an outlet pass here to Corey Higgins, and Corey's going to bring it up. Henry Higgins, as he comes off on the baseline, Andy Rose, and he leaves it out here for Drew Dina with a lead-in shot. No, fouled by McCabe. McCabe with his second personal foul, the first team foul. Did you get some information on that? It's coming up next week. Okay, there we go. Talk about here in a bit. As Drew Diener to the free throw line, uncharacteristically misses from the charity stripe.
Today's action brought to you by Call Insurance of Fond du Lac, your independent insurance agent. Whether your needs are auto, life, home, or health, Bob Call can help. Because he works for himself, he works harder for you. Give Bob a call at 923-4020.
Drew does come back and connect on the second one. Ties this basketball game up again. Borchard. Circle high to the right side to Benson. Back to Borchard once again. He works on Drew Diener here, giving him McCabe. McCabe bump, bang, down goes Higgins. Got it inside to McQuaid, and he'll lay it down.
A lot of people wanted a charge there, but that was a major Academy Award job done there by Corey Higgins.
Drew Diener falling down, tray ball, no. And McCabe takes the outlet pass from Anderson and comes back up. Benson around to the right side. It looked like Drew may have forced that 3. Benson played here by Rose. McCabe, circle high right. Comes back, that's McCabe there. They tried to come down to McQuaid and threw it away.
Getting your Cabes and Quades mixed up?
Yes, I am. So now, Kaukauna looking to pressure in the backcourt, man-to-man press. And working it back here now is Corey Higgins. Higgins across the timeline, comes to Moline, giving to Andy Rose. Rose takes the baseline, got the inside track, got the tip, got the basketball back again. No, into the hands of Borchard, Aaron Borchard. And McCabe will bring it back up. Borchard, McCabe. He's played there by Corey Higgins around to the left side. Wide open tray ball there by Benson, no. And this one cleared by Dan Strom. Quickly up court, the Jackal with a running one-hander, and he hit it.
Oh, nice transition. Fond du Lac hasn't gotten a lot of them off transition tonight, but that was a very cheap one.
And coming back is McCabe. And Higgins, what do they call here now?
I think a carry.
Corey Higgins gets tripped up by McCabe or by Benson, one of those two, and
a turnover at any rate goes against Fond du Lac.
Wow. Drew Diener quickly back in, and Andy Rose will come back out. I think Dick wanted to talk with him about the 3 shots not going down. He had begun to, it appeared, back to force a couple. That's uncharacteristic of Drew Diener, but maybe a little frustrated here tonight. And an offensive foul on McQuaid.
A little push off, trying to wipe Wade, get some area to work with.
That might have been a little bit of a makeup call.
Yep.
McQuaid with his 3rd personal, the 2nd team foul.
Just about what I was thinking.
And McQuaid, who has picked up his 3rd, will come out as Kurt Conan, the junior center, will come in. They pressed full boat in the backcourt, had the steal, then lost it right back to the Jackal. Leave it for Corey Higgins, and he will work it up. Higgins, swing between the 2 rings to Andy Moline. He looks it over. Looking like something out of Hoosiers there, didn't he? You got to love Andy Moline, though, Mike. You really do. I don't know if that you can find a nice feed by Higgins to Moline. He dumped it in. The Mallet with his 10th point of the basketball game.
Well, Higgins sets that up by splitting the defense and gets the pass inside to Moline, where it was easy finishing off that one.
Well, Andy Moline is so intent defensively on both ends of the court. I don't know that you have anybody with more intensity on this team than Andy Moline.
He's your blue-collar worker.
Oh, yeah. We've said before, he's the Golden Grams of 1996. Giordana swings around here. McCabe to the left side, sidewalk, back out Borchard. Here's Benson. Cardinals with good defense here, and we had a foul off the ball. They're going to call it on Conan. And Conan has picked up his 3rd. So both big guys now with 3.
Well, they're starting to get a lot of calls now off the ball. Officials must be more alert to it or
something like that. And the feed comes in here to Danny Schrum. Corey Higgins across for Moline. Here goes the Hoosier. I should have named Hoosier, Mike, instead of Mallet. Got it back once again. Takes the baseline. Andy Moline blocked by Conan. Foul on Conan. He's got 4.
Well, that's a power move by Moline. He got baseline, and it was not going to be denied. Takes it strong to the basket. Conan, he's still a little frustrated from the last time down at this end of the court. Take another look at it. Moline's going to turn inside. That's kind of a retaliation thing. He didn't get that last incident out of his head yet and made a rather foolish foul when he's behind Moline.
And Andy Moline now.
And timeout.
0 for 3 from the free throw line, and we're going to get a timeout taken here by Kaukauna. They've got 2 big guys in big-time foul trouble. 2:22 remain to be played here in the 3rd quarter of action. Timeout on the court. Your KFC score, Fond du Lac 36, Kaukauna 34 back after this.
If you rely on those magic plastic credit cards for your holiday shopping, why not try the loan for the holidays from Marine Credit Union instead? With an interest rate of just 11.9%, it sure beats the 18% or more of most credit cards. The Christmas loan sale, now at Marine Credit Union. Maximum loan amount $1,000. Some restrictions apply. All loans subject to approval.
A little early to start working on that one.
On the left side is Borchard. And the ball tipped free here by the Jackal. They'll leave it in the backcourt for Corey Higgins, and he will bring it back up.
Cardinals still have that home streak going yet?
Is that what it is? Well, it's longer than that.
It was longer than that, but I think it's still alive.
Yes, I believe so. And outside the tray ball by Drew Diener. His 2nd tray of the quarter, and it's 38-34. Yeah, I don't know what it's at, to be honest with you.
It was a bunch.
Swing between the 2 rings. They come around the left side here to McCabe. Back out, Giordano. Giordano to McCabe. Looping feed down to Anderson. Goes to the hole. Rebound away, Drew Diener. And they're going to call the foul on Drew, apparently. Drew coming over the back of Giordano. And picks up his first personal foul. I have started a number of times to tell you the story about Reed Giordana, who is Ryan Giordana's dad. Reed Giordana, of course, was a quarterback up there at Kaukauna High School. Coach up at Stevens Point wanted him in the worst way to come up and play QB for the Pointers. And Reed was having no part of it, wanted to go to the University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh, something that was close to home. And an offensive foul called here on McCabe.
Well, Higgins, good body up defense, gets right up in his face, holds his ground, and McCabe puts the shoulder in. That's just good, solid defense right there. Anticipation by Corey Higgins.
So, because Monty Charles, who was the late Monty Charles, who was the head coach up there at Point, was having no luck recruiting Reed Giordano, what he did was recruit his girlfriend, who later became his wife, telling her that he could guarantee her a spot on the cheerleading squad. She bought that hook, line, and sinker. Went up to Point, running one-hander by Casey Jekyll is good. She goes up to Point, and then, of course, Reed Giordano followed her. Out of the coffin corner is Benson, and he answers with a trade. I always thought that was one of the better recruiting moves I'd ever seen.
So was she a cheerleader?
Yes. Yep.
No, you couldn't give her a scholarship for that, though.
No scholarship. Just guaranteed she could cheerlead. And Drew Nina with a turnaround off the baseline, and it's gone. Diener turning it on here in the corner. Schraub goes for the block, and Benson up over the top gets the hoop.
Both offenses have clicked into gear here in the latter moments of the third quarter. Ball here should go against Giordana.
But without even hesitating, it's got to be Reed's son, because it looks just like him. And as I said, I believe that Reed Giordana still holds a lot of the records in the Wisconsin State University Conference.
That's Giordana right there, number 12.
Yep. And did have a shot in the pros, didn't make it, but had a shot.
Clock rolling down here now to 9-8.
On to the right side. Drew Diener flashing through. Giordana took it away. Lead feet out ahead. They come to Benson. He's going to lay it down. That'll be the end of the quarter. Benson gets the bucket at the quarter. And our score here, after 3, is the Fond du Lac Cardinals 43, Kaukauna 41. Back with the final 8 after this.
For all your skating needs, come to the Sport Shop 2. Figure, hockey, or pleasure skating, the Sport Shop 2 has the area's largest selection of hockey equipment from Cooper to Bauer, including used equipment. See a new line of figure skating apparel, boots, and skates at the Sport Shop 2 and the Penalty Box, downtown Fond du Lac.
I can see to Dean's Dodge. Why, they ask? Simple. A huge selection of the cars and trucks of the year, talking about Dodge. But you're thinking other dealers sell Dodges. Why, Dean's Dodge. 2 words, low overhead. Dean sells for less because he can. Now, there's a city not far from here where dealers have to get more for their vehicles. But I've got too much class to mention it by name. Oops.
Dean's Dodge, your low overhead Dodge dealer.
That slipped.
Heading into the fourth quarter, a quick glance at the third quarter stats. Both teams warming up the shooting with the shooting touch here. Fond du Lac 64% on 7 for 11, including 2 for 3 from three-point range. The Ghosts 58%. They were 7 for 12. They were 2 for 4 dialing long distance. The team split a total of 8 boards. Fond du Lac with 3 TOs. The Ghosts with 5. Got a barn burner going, 8 minutes to play. What's the final 8? Once again, here is Dave Preston.
Thanks very much, Mike. Mike, I was going to say until you gave me that turnover total that the Cardinals really had not taken the best care of the basketball there in the third and had kind of allowed Kaukauna to get back into the basketball game. But obviously that's not true. It's just an assumption on my part. Corey Higgins had the shot blocked. The Malin comes back out with a basketball. Drew Diener. As he comes here for the Jackal, Casey working around to the left side, wants to go to Rose, can't. Swing the 2 rings, Higgins to Moline. Andy Moline. And right back to Corey Higgins once again. We did not see Mike Koenigs in the third quarter at all, did we? Higgins, left side sidewalk, foul away from the ball on Giordana.
That already the 7th team goal. So this should be a shooting situation here for Fond du Lac, and it will send Andy Moline to the free throw line. Where,
wrong guy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're right.
Oh, wrong guy.
Wrong guy to send to the
I was
line.
going to say, he's 0 for thus far. 0 for what, 4?
4 for 4 from the line. And we'll shoot a 1+1. And he will only get the 1. He is now 0 for 5. And Borcher, Trey on the way, will not go down. Moline was there. Who are they calling? They calling this on Moline? Oh, wow. Ron Rose. Hold it on Andy Rose. I was going to say, I didn't see any foul there from Moline, and he had basically gone straight up.
Schrum in for Moline.
Andy must have been drinking the wrong kind of water tonight, Mike. Because, again, that free throw thing, once you miss a couple, that can really start to work on you. Giordano ran away good.
Cardinals on transition. You got Rose. That dunk.
Slam dunk by Andy Rose.
Oh, Rose got in transition. Fond du Lac pushes the ball. Runs the court very well and able to get up there and ignite the crowd.
45-44 on the slammer by Andy Rose, and Schrum here with a foul as he slapped McCabe.
Got a piece of the arm along with the ball.
McCabe getting a little cocky on that. He had something to go back, do a little trash talking there, it seemed to me, to Schrum.
Here the student section chanting Andy Rose. Hey, those, you don't see a lot of jams, so they can really ignite a crowd to get just what you need to get over the top sometimes.
45-44. Giordano to Aaron Borcher. Benson comes off to McCabe on the left side. He's played by Higgins, and Higgins with Corey there with a blocking foul. And Corey maybe get a little weary, Mike, that he really did not get out and move defensively there. Kind of a sign that might be tiring a little bit. As I said, we did not see Mike Koenigs. I don't know what the situation is there and why we have not seen Mike here in the second half. Rebound away to Dan Schrum. Off the McCabe miss. Corey Higgins will run it up into the forecourt. Higgins comes right back to the left. Popping into the lane. Here's Jekyll. Fall away 10-footer. Got off the glass by Casey.
That's a nice reverse pivot right into paint by Jekyll. Was looking to go inside, turned to the outside, and takes it off the glass.
Tray ball by Borcher is gone.
Koenigs, I see up off the Pines and will be in on the next whistle. Cardinals turn it over on the inbound.
Giordano tray, no.
Cardinals avert a 6-point turnaround there. That bad pass on the inbound. Here comes Mike Koenigs for Corey Higgins.
And Corey had worked very hard, Mike, but on that one move where he picked up the blocking foul, you can see he just wasn't moving the feet. And if there's anybody on this team that's got good footwork, it's Corey Higgins. Of course, I believe the leading scorer on the soccer team this year. The Jackal holds it out hole high. Here's Dan Schrum. Danny looks off to the right side. He's looking for Mike Kay. He's got to move the basketball. Got it to Andy Rose. He takes off in the lane, goes up against McQuaid, missed the shot, then Rose
with
the foul over the back of McQuaid. And that'll be his fourth.
Well, we've got a number of players in this game now with foul problems on both sides.
16 foul. The mallet comes back in for Andy Rose. 5:18 remaining regulation play. Boy, this one, Mike, has been everything I kind of expected it to be here tonight.
It's got the makings of one of those that's going to go right down to the last second.
I mean, what's the biggest lead? I think finally I had a 4-point lead. That's about the biggest. They got it to McQuaid off the glass. He put it in.
Fond du Lac didn't get the backside help they needed that. When you're going to front a big guy like McQuaid, you've got to have some backside help, weak side defense. It didn't get there in time.
The Jackal between the two rings comes circle high left now for Danny Schrum. Drew D, trade now. Rebound, Moline. Kick out to Kadix. Drew again. In out. Honeycomb out. Sky and high was Moline. He tapped the ball up, and they'll call the foul on Dan Schrum.
Schrum not happy. There's the tee. Yep, that's not smart. That's not smart basketball. Schrum barking all the way down. He got away with one. The official didn't give it to him, but kept it up. Yeah, when you're in a tight game, guys, you got to use your hustle. I know it's frustrating sometimes. Get another look at it.
Well, and now Nick Diener apparently will take a timeout.
Yeah, there's no doubt. The foul is there. I don't know what he's complaining about.
I think he
frustration.
Really liked that both guys were going for the basketball.
Position wasn't there.
Well, I think that he felt that both people were going for the ball. You're right. I'm just looking at it from inside. 49-47, Kaukauna back after this. There's no job too large or small for Spies Painting and Decorating. Whether your needs are residential, commercial, or industrial, from sandblasting and power washing to in-shop painting of your items, the crew from Spies can handle it. Call Ron Spies at 921-7107, Spies Painting and Decorating. You got a little bit better look at it, Mike, because I just was not watching the whole situation that close, and of course what you're saying is absolutely right. That was not a good move by Danny Schrum, and he's going to go to the Pines.
Well, I guess you get frustrated. You know, every player that's ever done it has, but I thought he got away with one bark, and a pretty good bark at the official that made the call right in his face.
So they're going to shoot a 1+1, then they're going to shoot a tee.
Right.
It's going to be 4 free throws. And they will get the basketball back.
Yeah, you're looking at a
possible 6 points here.
Possible 7 with the trade.
Absolutely.
As I said, Schrum got away with one bark, and he should have kept his mouth shut right there, but kept that in.
Well, McCabe, this is the front half of the tentacle.
It's a matter of frustration. This game, things haven't gone real well for Fond du Lac thus far.
Yeah, but they have not gone real well for Fond du Lac, Mike, because it's been good defense by Kaukauna.
No doubt about that.
And I said at the outset, if there was a time and a place that Kaukauna felt that they had the personnel to beat Fond du Lac, this is the year and this is the place. It's sort of like Green Bay going down to Dallas. That's the way Kaukauna came in here, feeling that they can't do it. Got to McQuaid, dips the shoulder and lays it down.
It's a pretty big swing. Partners find themselves now suddenly down by 7 points with only 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go.
There's plenty of time. You just cannot really press the issue here. You don't need to start tossing up threes in desperation. Kadix. Jekyll, Coffin corner, Drew, tray ball, no. Tapped up by Moline into the hands of Matt McCabe.
You know, the one thing I see Drew seems to do is he's not squaring up with his shots tonight. He's had a lot of those, as that one where he's falling away from the basket. When you're shooting threes, you need to square up as best you can.
Well, he's usually a spot-up shooter, Mike, and you're absolutely right. I don't know why he's doing that.
And he's done that on a lot of occasions tonight.
Yes. And Borchard, Cardinals, they've gone to a
4 corners here.
4 corner here. They're going to kill some clock.
You know, you got to keep an eye on his back door with McQuaid, because they're going to try to work him. Moline is over there on him right now.
Borchard. Ball stripped free, back into the backcourt. They get it on a hit to Corey Higgins. Got it!
Nice job by Drew Diener. Really bottled him up at the center court line there. He knew he had him straddled just about, and that was just heads-up defense.
An offensive foul on McCabe. What a job by Higgins.
Well, that's the second time Higgins has done that in this game.
Yes. That is also the 8th team foul.
You know, the key is, at both times, he got the offensive player kind of standing still, so he got the option to body up. You know, when you're moving, you can't body up without getting to be a defensive block. But when they're standing still, not moving, you can body up. As soon as the offensive man at that point, now you get an offensive foul.
And an offensive foul down underneath him, barely on Moline, working on McQuaid. No, they called it on Koenig.
Mike Koenig, okay.
Well, that's his first.
And
the Cardinals are over the limit, so we're going to go to the other end.
It'll be McCabe to come down and shoot.
And we're going to get a timeout first. 2:55 remaining in regulation play. A timeout on the court. And the score now is Kaukauna 54. Well, we come back here to the Redbird Arena, and Fond du Lac trailing it by 6. Just, you go back, there was just an absolutely huge technical foul that was called. But they did score 5 off of that, right, Mike?
2, 1, 2, yep, 5.
Total of 5 points on the tee. And really a big swing, and that's what they lead by right now.
Exactly. At this point, the difference in the basketball game.
Matt McCabe will go to the free throw line and shoot a 1+1. And he got the first. So it is a 2-possession game with tray balls, 6-point lead. McCabe will get one more. And he makes this at least a 3-possession basketball game. Too early to talk in those terms anyway. 2:55 to go. There's a lot of time here yet.
Yeah, a lot of time left in this one.
So Koenigs will work it across the timeline. Mike Koenigs comes here for Drew Diener. Drew D right back to Koenigs once again. Popping out, here's Higgins. Higgins penetrating off into the lane, giving him the mallet. Andy Moline for Higgins. Higgins on the left side, sidewalk. And looping feedback out here to Drew Diener. Well, McCabe has done a job on Diener here tonight. Of course, they've got a lot of good help on Trey on the way off the side of the rim. That one he was open and he got squared up and just did not hit it. Jekyll leaning in, shot off. No, foul going to be on Anderson.
Well, that's the same situation, Dave. It was Jekyll able to split the defense and kind of, you give yourself just a little bit of room in between there, and if you body up, you're going to get a foul. You're going to get a whistle every time.
That is the 4th person. I take back what I said. The foul was on McQuaid. So we'll send Casey Jekyll to the free throw line. First trip to the line tonight. 9th team foul. He should be shooting a pair, and he will be anyway. In the act of shooting a door. We have not mentioned too much here that this will be our final game on Channel 3.
It's going to be a travel.
And traveling violation on McCabe, and Fond du Lac gets the ball back. Beginning next Tuesday, which will be our next broadcast, it'll be Springs against Appleton Xavier on Tuesday night. We will be moving over to Channel 7. And here comes Little Texas back in.
Looking for a little more offense right here.
I think, yeah, looking for another shooter, Mike. So next Tuesday night, we will be moving to Channel 7. And we will be there the rest of the year. We certainly hope, anyway. Drew Diener, Corey Higgins, down under 2 minutes remaining. Here's Jekyll. Drew D, looping feed back to Jekyll, takes it down to the baseline. 10 for there, will not drop. Rose tried, rebound pulled down by Anderson, and a foul. Called it on Little Texas.
19 foul as well as, so both teams this time will be the double bonus the rest of the way.
Yep. They will send Anderson to the free throw line. So he shoot a pair. His first trip to the line tonight has been held at 2 points. He's been averaging in double figures.
For custom fabrication of structural or ornamental steel, it's Manowski Welding Corporation. And see Manowski for your fire protection needs. From industrial to the homeowner, Manowski Welding is at 200 North Main.
Well, he knocks down a pair, and this one could be tough now. 1:40 to go, and you trail it by 8. Higgins. Drew Diener, round to the right side, spots up, tray ball away, back out.
No, that's only a 2.
It wasn't only a 2?
Yeah, here's the side. But you got somebody back here, Cardinals don't.
And McQuaid is all alone. and he gets the bucket, and an intentional foul will be called on Drew Diener.
Oh, that's going to probably do it, Dave. You're going to get the bucket, you get the shot, and they're going to get the ball back.
Did they give him the basket?
No basket.
No basket.
No basket. You're going to say it prior to.
Well, you would have to think that McQuaid is not going to be the best of free throw shooters, and Dick Diener wants a time. Listen, Wadlak needed crowd support out here tonight. The Kaukauna was tough. Now, if you didn't believe that statement last night, believe it now, because they have a 6-point lead with a buck and a quarter to go. And McQuaid missed the first. But do keep in mind, no matter what he does here on this second free throw,